Welcome back. The great steak debate. What's the perfect way to cook your meat and what cuts take the crown?
Lucky for us, we have got the Barbie master to teach us everything he knows. Fifth generation butcher Anthony Paharich. Anthony, you've got quite a lineup here of meat, but we want to know what makes the best steak.
What makes the best steak? Yeah, well, Carl's already started.
Yeah, just started cooking.
How can you tell it's good quality steak?
Yeah.
I mean, there's two tips in regards to that. Know your butcher. Because
Okay.
it's in his interest to sort of give you the right tips and tell you what's good and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
But meat's a very visual thing. So you're looking for sort of nice meat, sort of red, deep cherry colour, nice marbling in the meat. And generally, if it looks nice, it'll taste nice.
Do you know, it's like going into an adult man's wonderland, Vic's Meats, which I love doing. I absolutely love it. The butchers, I mean, some people get their meat from the butchers. What are you going to cook today and what should we look out for?
So obviously summer's on our doorsteps and as Australians we're very proud barbecuers. We're the best barbecuers in the world.
Absolutely.
So it's about getting ready for barbecue season. So I've got a full selection of lamb cutlets and lamb chops and
Look at this
Scotch
Fred
fillet,
Flintstone one.
sirloin,
Oh,
a big
wow.
tomahawk if you're
It's
treating
huge.
yourself.
Why not?
But this is what I'm going to cook up for you guys. This is one of my
Carl's
favourites, to
throwing
be
a
honest with
spanner in the
you.
works here, isn't he, with his
Yeah.
lamb?
So you salt right before you cook.
Yeah, so
then
the
whack it
tip
on.
is, and a little bit of salt, a little bit of salt, a little bit of olive oil just to sort of lubricate the steak.
Yum.
And straight on there. So the secret to sort of cooking a really good steak the temptation is to take the meat out of the fridge and throw it straight on the grill,
Don't do
right?
that.
Yeah. So you need to let your meat come to room temperature, which might take 20 or 30 minutes. And that'll help you get that perfect level of doneness, and lock in all that sort of beautiful flavour.
And there's a different way of cooking each different cut, right? I mean, they all have their attributes.
Yeah, that's right. Some cuts take a little bit longer, some takes a little bit shorter.
You turn that over very quickly.
You
How
do.
long do you do it for?
Yeah, so there's a new method. Heston Blumenthal, the very famous chef, says that you sort of turn your steak every sort of 20 or 30 seconds.
Really? It used to be 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
Yeah. You sort of leave it on one side for a couple of
Turn it.
minutes, then sort of turn it.
Okay.
But who's going to muck around or argue with Heston Blumenthal,
That's
right? So the idea with sort of turning the steak every 20 or 30 seconds, you get a much more even sort of brown caramelised colour on that steak.
Because you want to get it a little bit, like you've got here, that caramelisation, but also a little bit crispy. Is that the right way to look at it?
Yeah, you want that nice crust.
Yeah, a bit of crust on it.
Yeah.
What if you're flaming it as well? If you're a flaming cooker?
Yeah, live cooking.
Like you.
Look, I shouldn't be admitting this on live television, but this is the first time I've cooked on a gas barbecue for 15 years.
Oh, really? What do you normally cook
So I'm
on?
not in my element. I'm in charcoal. I'm a charcoal
beautiful.
person.
And it gives it a smoky flavour,
Yeah,
doesn't
the
it?
smoky flavour, that live fire. That's the best way to sort of cook meat and enjoy meat.
And then you take it off before it gets burnt and rest it still in the heat
So
somewhere?
that's the other thing. So the most important thing about cooking meat is what you do before and after. So you need to sort of let your meat come to room temperature. So that's one of the most important tips in terms of barbecuing. And then the last thing is
Smells
resting.
amazing, doesn't it?
Resting it.
So generally you rest your meat for sort of half its cooking time.
But you know what? You're a steak master. I'm more a sausage kind of gal. So they're much easier to cook. You can't necessarily stuff them up.
And you can't overcook them, exactly. Whereas the perfect level of doneness for a steak is medium rare.
Do you, with the sausages, see, I reckon the secret to the sausage is you go really low heat for longer periods of time.
so it cooks right through.
So you don't burn them.
So Christmas, around the corner. What was that?
You ignore the sausage
Were you
question.
arguing? Yeah, all sausages. We've got to move
You
on.
want to change topics, mate?
Yeah, I want to change
All right,
topics.
so I want to collect a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that Brontosaurus
Look at
steak
all
the
there.
tomahawk. Well, Christmas is around the corner, so it's
Yeah.
a perfect Christmas gift for somebody.
Okay, so you've got this whole thing that goes into one thing there at Vic's Meats,
Yes.
and that's got a whole bunch of stuff in it, including the butterfly lamb that takes the bone out, you just whack it on.
Yeah, so lamb leg, everybody knows lamb leg's amazing for roasting, right?
Yeah.
But a bit of a hack and a bit of a tip for me
This one
is
here.
to sort of butterfly it right there,
Yeah.
So a tip for me is to sort of butterfly that lamb leg. So
This
take
is-
the
this
bone
is-
off,
so
the
this is the
butcher's sort of
butterfly lamb
butterfly,
here.
and then you can barbecue it. So it is a cheaper alternative to sort of meat's expensive at the moment.
Yeah,
so it's a cheaper alternative to sort of lamb
And you can
cutlets.
pre-order this how?
Online, of course.
And what's the site?
Vic's?
Yeah, Vic's Meats, I
Vic's
love
Meat.
it. Okay, can we try some?
And you got some Black Friday meat deals too, right?
Yeah, that's right. So we're joining in on the Black Friday
Why not?
fun.
Why not?
So next week at all of our big Salt Bay, bit of Salt Bay action. So we're joining in on the sort of Black Friday
Yeah,
fun.
beautiful.
So at our Chadston and in Melbourne, our Chatswood, our new store
Yeah,
at Chatswood and
magnificent.
Bono Junction.
Excellent.
So all the next week, 20% off.
Chatty's going off,
Cut
isn't
that
it? this
stuff
store
open,
down there?
man.
It's
Cut
so
that
good.
stuff open.
All right.
Absolutely sensational.
We are going to tuck into this. Carl has been anticipating this all morning.
Says has got my Christmas present already.
I've got it in that bag. Plenty more today coming up right after this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me have a look at that. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Perfect.
Wow, mate.
How's that?
That's unbelievable. That is so delicious.
Amazing.